They've done it again. Johanna Runt and Stephen Mitchell are the APTA National Champions for the second year in a row.
There you have it, your women's APTA National Champions, Florentina Harnisch and Anna Maria Sabori.
We are live from the Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois, bringing you the Chicago Charities, a Grand Prix event sponsored by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsor Viking, and local sponsor Illinois Bone and Joint Institute. I'm Jerry Viant, along with Mark Fischel, and this is the first of our women's semi-final between the number 3 seeds, Macy Elliott and Marcella Radesno, and the number 1 seeds, Florentina Harnisch and Anna Maria Zabori. So Mark, we have the 2020 national champs playing the 2021 national champs for the first time.
Yeah, very exciting, Jerry. I mean, this is, as you like to say in Australia, the popcorn match.
Yeah.
And it's to have the last 2 national champs going at it is great. Well, let's introduce the players before we talk about them. At the bottom of the screen, the screen just changed. On the right side of the screen at the net, the white hat is Macy Elliott. She works at the Country Club of Darien for the legendary Carl Levinet. And her partner to her left is Marcella Radesno. She's at the Easton Racket Club. On the far side of the net, in the top left-hand corner, is Florentina Harnisch. Floors at a couple places, including Montclair Golf Club. And then her partner is, on to the right of her, is Anna Maria Zabori, and she's at the Country Club of New Canaan. So yeah, Jerry, it's just very exciting to see these teams play. I thought that Elliott Radesno looked really good last year. We saw very little of them last year. I don't know whether it was COVID related. Radesno was pregnant with a baby who she had in July. I think. Santiago, if I remember correctly.
That's right.
So we saw very little of them last year. They did not play well the Nationals. But they were just an absolute force the year before that, coming really out of nowhere to win Nationals in Darien and that amazing environment with all the crowds chanting for Macy and Marcella. So I'm really optimistic at how well they played yesterday, and see another top team at the apex of the game. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the draw and see the team's path here.
Okay, so at the top of the draw you have Harnisch Zabori, who really were not challenged at all yesterday. And in fairness, none of the women really were. I mean, the seeds all managed to make it through relatively easily.
I know you ladies are gonna take some serves. You ladies are making your own calls. If someone asks me to overrule, I will.
Umpire Pat Layton introducing the players. So back to the draw.
Pretty much just calling the scores. Everyone
Shea and Sutter, we saw the match yesterday with Elliott Radesno. Pretty competitive, 5-3.
If the ball hits me or hits the chair.
And then down low, the 2 other matches were not competitive. I was really surprised that Andrekova Spiz, the pickup team, beat Morgan Tonaro so badly, 2-1. I thought that was going to be a very competitive match.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that Andrekova Spiz new combo.
And Gio Williamson, Jessica Gio, one of my favorite players. She's just such a dynamic player, has so many shots. She's so athletic. Really fun to watch her.
We switch balls after 7 games.
They're talking about switching the balls after 7 games, players calling their own lines. Just a couple things the umpires will indeed call. The women are now getting ready to practice their serves.
And they're playing all sets out. This is not, we have seen some versions of abbreviated scoring, but these are 2 out of 3 sets.
We've certainly seen a lot more of Flor Harnisch than we have of Marcella Radesno. From a physical perspective, you think they both had babies around the same time. So how they've recovered. I mean, I think that Flor is coming along. You can still see some rust in her game. I thought yesterday, I mean, she plays at an incredibly high level. And I thought yesterday I would have graded her at maybe B-. But definitely improving and looked more comfortable on the court than she did at the Witch.
Yeah, so the Witch, we've got, let's talk a little bit while the players are warming up about the revamped APTA Tour. So there's 16 tournaments on the tour, and including 4 Grand Prix. So this is the first of the Grand Prix. And what that means is the Grand Prix have double the value of points, which is significant because they're going for the bonus cash prize at the end of the year of, I believe, Mark, 40,000?
40,000 is my understanding, Jerry.
So each of the, we were streaming 10 of these events, 10 of the tournaments, and Charities is the 5th tournament on the tour. And at the end of the season, the APTA Cup will be awarded, and that's what these points are for. So
Now,
the
those
prize
double
money
points,
goes.
those double points aren't ranking points, correct? My understanding is that the Grand Prix are of a rating of 4.25, which is a
Correct.
very hefty number.
Correct. So it's double. So these are weighted, and of course then the nationals will also be included in that, and they're double points on top of
Double
that.
points.
Yep.
So
So
for a
each
national rank, that would
player-
be quadruple points.
Yes. So each player's best 6 results will be counted toward the cup. So there's a little bit going on the line. Plus, each individual tournament has prize money.
And the winners of this tournament will be splitting $4,000.
Yes, that's what I was told yesterday.
It'd be very nice if the sun stayed out behind the clouds.
Yep. And we always pray for a cloudy day, don't we?
was
So
thinking, Jerry-
all four women are teaching professionals. So they're on the court. They've got a big following. They're 3 out of the 4 are teaching professionals in Connecticut, and Floor Harnish has now moved to Montclair.
Okay, so it looks
All right.
like they're getting started. That's Anna Maria Zabori who'll be serving to start us off to Macy Elliott.
Love
And
15.
clearly all 4 women got together and decided that blue was the color of the day, Jerry.
I was just going to say that. All right, Marcella Redesno returning from the ad side.
I think, as is the case virtually every time you see Hannah Zabori play, Hannah is going to play at a pretty steady level. She's just a very consistent player. Zabori has her
15
moments
all.
of brilliance, and then her moments of not so brilliant. I know yesterday she started the match off with 4 errors in a row. But she's just so talented and has so many weapons. Just so much fun to watch.
15,
Yes, she
30.
has so many choices, and she is so talented and athletic that the question is the shot selection and having the patience, to build that point. But you can see that her game has
15,
matured.
40.
And on DraftKings, Jerry, I don't know if you knew this or not, but she has her over-under is 2.5 for tweeners today.
I did not know that, Mark. All right. So Macy Elliott is in the deuce side, and she has got a monster backhand off the deck. So that safe spot on some teams, that red dot spot to the deuce court's backhand is not a safe spot on this team.
Her forehand is a good shot, but it's not the shot her backhand is. It's a much bigger swing and has tendency to really relying on an exquisite timing and can come and go.
And Marcella has the patience. Actually, one of
30,
her
40.
strengths is she builds the point really well. She's not looking to rush taking a swing too soon. And she really can place her lobs very well. So it'll be interesting to see what the tactics are here for both of these teams.
Redesno drives the ball on both wings, as do all 4 of the women on the court. But Redesno is probably the most consistent on both sides.
Yeah, and especially off of a screenshot. So the Hani Sabori are going to have to be careful.
Game. Elliott, Rodesno,
not-
they lead 1-love first set.
Not to get their overheads too high in the screen. All right, there we've got a shot of the Glenview Heart.
Do you think we'll ever have a platform tournament in Platform, Illinois?
Put it on the schedule.
Instead of Gulf, Illinois, maybe one day there'll be a town named after a platform.
You're very clever, Mark. How many years
hoping.
have you been going there? That's the first time I've heard you say that.
Not the first time I've thought it, but the first time I've said it.
That's good. Well, I want you to get the credit for it.
Okay, Marcella Rodesno to serve.
That's the right swing. Step in and take that ball that was down in the corner of the service box. And you can see the other women's semifinal is on the court next to us. We'll get updated scores for you as we go along. Gio Williamson on Rakova Spears.
Zabori with a little bit of a shaky start as she takes that one off the snowboard while Rodesno's staying back.
Just Rodesno is just such a smooth player.
30-15.
All of her shots.
But you can see the respect they're affording Zabori, staying back, playing I formation right out of the gate.
Stay there. Yours, it's good.
Caught by Rodesno as the trailer. And Zabori is trying to hit too many of those cut overheads from way off the net.
40-15.
Yeah, she just needs to think about placement first, get her team into the point. You saw Elliot Rodesno on the opposite sides in the backcourt, and there was no panic or rushing to get out of there. They're both comfortable playing both sides.
Game. Rodesno, Elliott. They lead 2-love first set.
Rodesno, Elliot look much more settled at this point. Floor Harnish serving.
Of 2 first set.
I go. You. Joanna. I go. Yours.
Macy Elliott looking for that blitz.
Yours. She's up. You.
That's their play. I mean, Marcella Rodesno really just lobs deep.
I got it.
Great transition paddle.
Let's go.
I expect to see a lot of that today, Mark. I mean, they're all 4 great athletes, and this is going to be a real tactical chess match. So I expect to see a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, it's fun to see. I mean, it's just an evolution of the women's game, which is it just continues to move forward, and it's, you know, have these 4 great athletes in the court. Fun to watch. That's a great point.
I got it. Go. I go. You. Come back. I go.
Great lob from Rodesno.
Yeah, she really handled that roller right at her very well.
I go.
Hadish's scoring looks pretty good early.
Yeah, she's been really hitting her forehand well this season.
I go.
Great sign for that team that she's feeling confident.
Rodesno in the deuce court. Elliott in the
Great
ad. So now you've got to think about where are you going to place that ball.
Watch.
Nice get. Marcella Rodesno has wheels.
You sure she had a baby, Jerry? Do you have any proof of that?
Let's go. Come on.
That was a great point. All 4 players.
And Marcella's just looks like she's in great shape.
Yeah, so Mark, you know, with all 4 players being equally comfortable playing both sides in the backcourt, you really have to have your head in the game as the net team, because you've got your set plays, you've got your set boards where you want to place that ball if you're in trouble and what to avoid, but when they switch sides, that changes. Macy Elliott is such a gritty competitor. I mean, she
30,
just
15.
digs in.
Great athlete, played tennis at SMU.
Yeah, she just, she plays with a high level of intensity. You can see she's really dialed in right here, right now.
Sabori always looking to cut that ball off in the middle. There's Anderson's ball. I like how Elliott closed when Rudesno bailed. Keep the pressure on Zabori.
And Elliott's a really strong volleyer. She closes the net well.
Great lob there for Rudesno. Shows Zabori back to the baseline. Zabori's got to be careful with those deep overheads. Trying to put too much spin on them.
I got yours. Go ahead, go ahead. Stay there, Anna. Stay.
Rudesno is really going to test the patience of the overhead selection.
I go.
Nice point.
I got yours.
This is the third terrific point of this game, Jerry.
Yeah.
I go. Sorry.
Yeah, I like how both
Anna?
Elliott and Rudesno are lobbing out of that ad side.
I go.
They're not able to cause any confusion right now because Harnish and Zabori are very clear on who's taking what overhead. And they just, boy, they really had to work hard to get that
30 all.
that point.
But to me, the early strategy I see is a lot of patience from Elliott Rudesno.
You know what? And that's smart. That's like paddle 101. Let's just get a feel, get into the game.
I go.
Well, clearly they talked to Coach Carl Levinutt this morning.
And that's that same play. And they let the ball bounce. Elliott comes right up on top of the net. Rudesno stays back.
Point for 3-love.
Game, Rudesno, Elliott. They lead 3-love first set.
Well, that was a terrific game. Really, Rudesno played there. Great stuff early,
Yeah.
Jerry.
Well, Mark,
High
I knew
quality.
I was really looking forward to this match. As we said, the opening, these guys haven't played each other before. It's a Grand Prix event and just an incredible high level of play, like right off the bat. I think Elliott and Rudesno have just started much more settled.
Yeah,
Very
they look,
clear, right, on what their game plan is.
you know, I thought the first game Zabori kind of gave away, but since then I really felt like Elliott Rudesno just took the last two games. I thought the last game was a really well-played game from Hanish Zabori.
Well, we can clearly see what the strategy is and where they're winning their
Elliott's
points.
serve.
All right, now let's see which serve Macy Elliott is bringing out today.
Love
Because
15.
I think, Mark, I know she's trying to put more spin on the serve. So Macy Elliott, you know, for those of you who haven't seen her play before, last year, the year before, she has this kind of push serve, which stays deep in the box and very low. So
Love
the
30.
receiver had to hit up on the ball. But now that she's putting a little bit more spin on it, I think the ball sits up higher, and it's giving the receiver the ability to hit down on it. And you can see they've just won 3 quick points right there.
It's 3 more errors they've made in the games.
Sorry.
Game, Zubori,
All right.
Hanish.
Well, that was a fast game.
Elliott lead
Yep.
3-1 first set.
Yeah, so the ball kind of sits up a little bit higher with that serve.
It was interesting, too, because they were coming into Zubori behind her serve, which they were not doing with Redesno's.
All right, so this is Zubori serving.
I would say both Zubori and Hanish have 2 of the best serves in the women's game.
Yeah, they're pretty consistent. They can move it around. That's a nervous volley right there.
Love 15.
Hanish has got to stay low and just try to deflect that bullet off of Elliott. Send it back straight and deep.
Love 30.
Another fault. Gia Williamson up 3-2 in the first set. Played some
30.
brilliant play in the first couple of games. Not such brilliant play these 2 games.
A little bit of confusion there in the middle, I thought. Look at the pressure that Elliott puts on immediately. Redesno's, hitting that big return of serve. Elliott's going straight in behind it, and that puts pressure on the server. Hey.
Great spikes from Macy Elliott's athleticism there.
40.
She is going to pounce on anything down up, short in the service box. A couple of chances here for a 4-1 lead.
It's like Elliott Redesno winning all these long points.
Again, just fabulous lobbing deep by Elliott. They're not giving Hanish Zubori anything short where they can do any damage. Showing, which is what we saw at Nationals. They just showed incredible patience.
Nationals in
Yeah,
2020
when they won. Yeah, they were just
30.
just patient, smart, moved their lobs around. Were not in any rush.
big moment here in the match.
Yeah.
Overly aggressive from Hanish, and it's 4-1.
Redesno Elliott. They lead 4-1 first set.
Viking, 1 ball to rule them all. 1 ball is consistently chosen for the sport's highest level tournaments. League play, social events, and weekend outings. Viking. For the last 25 years, we've remained the overwhelming choice. Viking, unleash the warrior in you. The official ball of the APTA, of the National Championships President's Cup, and of course, of the Grand Prix Series. So what do you think of what we've seen so far, Jerry?
Well, I just think it's a very settled Elliott Redesno team, and still Hanish and Zubori have not settled down. It seemed to be a little bit on edge.
Funny, they started to settle down in Hanish's service game, played a couple of very good points, and then
15.
kind of went away a little bit.
Yeah. Elliott Redesno, they're just really solid right
30.
now.
Love.
Back-to-back return misses. That's really surprising from this team. Hanish resorting to the let cord return winner, my favorite shot, Jerry.
Yeah.
And then she puts up her hand, as Jim Curry would say, in faux apology.
All.
Just a smooth service motion by Radesno.
Come on, bitch, shot!
Yeah, that's two-parted overhead off the back wires. Quickly from 30 love to 30-40.
30-40.
This is a chance to really grab hold of the set. I formation against Sabori. Interesting. We haven't seen the same level of patience from Elliot Radesno at the net that we've seen from him in the backcourt, Jerry.
Right. They're getting opportunities to hit some rollers.
This is Zabori on a makeable shot. I like that one back.
Macy Elliott's got that really heavy, hard roller that she goes right at you.
Yours, it's good.
Great job of Elliot getting out of the way of that ball.
Bouncy.
There's the switch in the backcourt. The heavy spin. I mean, it's obviously the sun is out. I don't know what the temperature is, but you saw that ball really jump off the paddle of Radesno with the extra spin from Zabori.
She's worked hard on that shot, too.
Great serve, Marcelo.
Another missed forehand from Zabori.
Yeah, but what a great serve from Radesno. Deep down the tee.
Advantage, Zabori.
This is their fourth break point. 44 degrees there, Jerry. National Weather Service reports to us.
I got it. I don't know. Bounce. Yeah.
Game,
Great communication from
Zabori,
Hanish there.
Radesno Elliott lead 4-2 first set.
And so, Mark, we might just want to mention the shooting sounds that we can now hear. There's a
Was it for the
skeet
players that
shooting-
lost in the first round?
There's a skeet shooting range at the Glenview Club directly behind the paddle courts.
Oh, I always thought that was for players who went out early. So I was worried to go out to Chicago. I thought I might get shot.
No. It is a little unnerving, even though I've played out there multiple times. It takes a bit to get used to that sound going off. But
Yes, it does.
These players are dialed in now. Huge returner serve by Elliott.
Hannah Sabori have yet to hold serve. 3 tries.
The pressure. Look where Elliott's standing, looking to move straight in.
15 all.
Radesno's returner serve. That's a big pressure play.
And Macy Elliott's forehand looks really good early.
Yeah, you heard Harnish call Zabori. She says she's staying back.
Interesting just how many points are being won by the team in the backcourt right now. As Hanish misses that one.
15-30.
Return to serve is just a huge weapon in our game today. That's exactly what's happening in the match today. Both teams.
15-40.
Serve was
One
low.
hold of serve in 6 games. This looks like it's going to be one hold of serve in 7 games at this point.
That's so good, Anna.
That was Marcelo Radesno saying that's so good, Anna.
30.
That spin overhead that died off the second wire.
I think that was Floor Harnish saying.
Yeah, you might have been right.
I got it.
Oh! Nice rip down the line by Radesno.
That's a great forehand. From
I go.
Sabori there.
Stay there. I go.
And there again, Elliott is looking to move in anytime Radesno's got a ball to drive.
This would be a huge hold for Floor Harnish if she can wiggle out of this game. Back to deuce. Little surprised Harnish is coming in behind so many of her serves. To me, the way Elliott Radesno returned, I'd be staying back. Of course, I stay back all the time, but that's another story.
I got it.
That is just a fabulous placement of the lob where Radesno, she gets...
Bounce. Nice.
Yeah, she gets Sabori to move around, almost behind Harnish. Harnish is disciplined enough not to go back and left to take it, but it's then that next ball. Where does Sabori go with that next overhead?
Sabori's overhead seems to be bothering Radesno out of the blue. She's missed a couple this game, I think 3.
Well, when Sabori can get her feet inside that service box, she can really put more bite on the ball.
Just don't see Radesno normally making errors like that. She's so solid back there.
Come on. Come on.
That's smart play. Poke from Sabori. Good serve from Harnish staying back. Caught Elliott blitzing. That was a big game for Hunter Sabori.
Yeah, that was a big hold. And that's, that's the key, Mark, when you've got somebody who's just confident off of the deck with their return like Radesno is, and Elliott 100% believes in it. She is just going immediately. As soon as she sees that ball land short, Elliott's moving forward. So whoever is up close to the net, they've got to get right on top of that net and make sure that they volley that ball at Elliott as she's moving in at her feet.
And what both teams are doing a lot is not losing points on return of serve. They probably need to do more of it. That serve was out?
I think so. I didn't hear. I didn't hear the score either.
And here Elliott staying back. So I really like that play. It puts so much pressure on the backcourt team because you're taking away one of your big weapons. And there, Harnish kind of moving forward, trying to blitz, gets caught by Radesno.
Right. So you're taking away the target. Now, the receiver, they've got to calibrate. They've got to take the pace off. They've got to get the ball in play. Don't try and hit it too big. And you see Radesno's changing her position at net.
No,
Great get from Radesno.
Huge forehand by Harnish.
But that's that chaotic paddle that's so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
30 all.
We'll see Mr. Chaos Juan Araya later today. That's a
30 all.
Oh, big miss overhead there from Sabori.
30.
She was in an offensive position too.
Yeah, she is looking directly into the sun when she gets that ball out of that corner too.
Great lob, great overhead.
Man.
Ball into the one up, one back. Great patience here from Elliott Radesno, just waiting for the right ball.
That's right, and well-placed lobs.
Game. Radesno,
Yeah, didn't have a lot of courage in that swing. Just kind of wasn't really committed to it.
Her feet aren't set. It's all just trying to do it all out of her hands. So she's got to get her feet set under her and load up her legs. Definitely the right time to go for that cut shot, but you just got to set up a little bit better. And again, great patience, just real solid play from Elliott and Radesno.
I don't even think Macy Elliott was ready for that serve.
No, Zabori needs to take a moment here. Harnish should just slow her down a little bit.
I thought she did.
She's frustrated.
Yeah, she does again.
Yeah.
And to use one of your favorite expressions, Jerry, Harnish is clearly north of the compass for this team.
Right. Again, like the quality of these lobs coming out of both Elliott and Radesno, not giving anything short to work with.
I think the captain of Elliott Radesno is, Jerry.
I would say Elliott, but I don't know for sure. They're so balanced. Both of them are just so calm and balanced. They know how to compete.
15, 30.
Radesno's been playing the game for a lot longer than Elliott. Elliott's 2020 was really her coming out party.
Yeah. Yeah, Radesno played with Liz Cruz, fellow El Salvador.
Great return there from Radesno. Takes them to set point. A couple of them if needed. Third fault of the game, Zabori.
Yeah, so look, a really solid, consistent start for Elliott and Radesno. And I think Harnish and Zabori really need to come back the second set, settle down.
Yeah, it's every 7.
More Zabori than Harnish.
Have more of a willingness to play longer points. I mean, there's no free points here. There's no real clear weakness that I can see on Elliott and Radesno. So they've just got to be more willing to work the points a little bit longer.
Okay, we'll be right back in a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by eNet Live.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here to help.
All right, we're back. So, there's Amin Kaduri and Damian Johnson. APTA board member Damian Johnson. He's out there in Chicago for the meeting. And, of course, Amin Kaduri is our CEO. Good shot of the hut there at Glenview. It's such a great facility. All right, we can see the other semifinal over there. We're going to get you a score. That's Jessica Gio and Jack Williamson playing Martina Ondrekova and Wendy Spiz.
Get ready, Jerry, because I'm going to ask you a question about that match. I want you to be prepared.
All right.
Who's the captain of the Spiz Ondrekova team?
Whoa.
Want to get back to me in a couple games?
No, I'm going to say that I'm actually excited about this combination because I think Martina is just going to let Wendy Spiz flow. do her thing. Martina's very calm, doesn't get flustered. I'm not sure who the tactician is on that team.
Hanish Sabori gone for a pretty long time here.
Yeah, here they come. It's smart for Elliott and Rodesno to keep warming up. They want to keep their foot on the pedal. The momentum is clearly all with them.
What's up? No, we're all good. Thanks.
Hanish Sabori, really important that they get off to a solid start in this first game of the second set.
On and flow. We got
There's
a
no
new ball.
taking your
We got
practice
the ball
serve.
rotation. We're going with every 7 now.
Okay. Let's go. Okay. That's it.
That's an uncharacteristic error from
Love
Rodesno.
15.
Again, Mark, that team now, they're looking directly into the sun. You can see the angle of the shadows on the court.
Then this forehand from Sabori, she's got to find her game soon.
Yeah, needs to aim higher, obviously. Foot over the net, get that ball back in play.
There's that great floor Hanish blitz. She catches him off guard, but misses the volley.
But Elliott, she got the call, and Elliott hit that overhead down at Hanish's feet. She wants to let that ball go through. You don't want to be volleying up when you're in transition like that with your opponent on top of the net. But that's one of their signature plays, and I'm sure they're just trying to find that spark. There she goes again.
40-15. Game, Rodesno, Elliott, they lead the second set.
Net court service
They won the
winner.
First, 6-3.
Favorite shot. Jerry, from an etiquette perspective, do you have any issues with, as you're holding your hand up to apologize, kind of morphing it into a fist pump at the same time?
Mark, we have this conversation every year.
I'm just curious to know whether you changed your mind.
No, I did not. I think it's part of the game. It's part of the etiquette. You apologize and move on.
Interesting that Hanish is starting to set off on the side that Sabori served on in the first set.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you, Macy Elliott looks so strong. Just really dialed in. Comfortable, confident.
And given the number of errors we saw off the Sabori overhead in the first set, that's just going to make Elliott Rodesno even more patient.
That's just that right. Those two lobs right there, really well placed. Opens up the court, and it's all about where Sabori hits that overhead from that point. As you can see the bite on that overhead, that spin that Sabori's got. That ball hit the side screen and dropped. Nice dig by Rodesno.
Defending in this corner from Elliott.
That lob again. Opens up the court. Zabori's really managing her placement well with these overheads.
5-3 Gia Williamson, first set. And they're switching back to their customary sides. Missy Elliott looked rock solid over there.
Yeah, she really did. But I think it's smart. I think it's a smart play when you have the ability, both players being equal
First point, love 15.
off of both sides to switch, because it does change the look and it changes where you're going to hit your overheads. And the pressure right now is on Zabori's overhead. She's taking all of those shots. And she's got the finishing shot. She's got the ability to end the point with the right ball. But Elliott Rodesno, to their credit, they're lobbing too well. They're lobbing deep. And what Zabori's left with is placement so that they don't get attacked while she's off the net.
You can see Zabori's pressing there. That was a relatively easy ball. She'd let it through. She misses the overhead for love 40. And the more overhead Zabori misses, the more patient Elliott Rodesno are going to be. Oh, there's tweener one, Jerry.
She's going to feel good about that, but again, there's Elliott on top of the net and just was able to manage that shot and get it to die in the back screen.
There's a great cut winner. See if that tweener gives her some energy, as you mentioned.
Yeah, get that flow going. Now, this is the service game that they have been able to break.
Bad overhead from Zabori. Gets away with it there. Oh, pickup. Point get from Macy Elliott.
Elliott all over this.
It's interesting how many points are being won by the backcourt team right now, Jerry.
Yeah, well, you see that placement of Harnish's lob force Rodesno to move back and take it as a backhand overhead, because Elliott was right on top of the net.
Harnish was all ready to serve there, except they've already played 2 points in the game that Elliott's serving. Focus, Jerry. She's got the focus going. Great lob from Hanish there. Love that slot that Hanish is lobbing in.
Bounce, center. Okay.
He's got to remain patient here and be willing to hit 25, 30, 50 push overheads.
Again, but look where Rodesno is placing that lob, and look where Zabori is being forced to hit her overheads from.
Bounce. Come on, I know.
And if Zabori, doesn't miss her target, which is deep in the court, there's forehand, backhands off of both sides waiting to attack that ball. But it's all coming from that placement of the lob.
Rip there from Elliott off the back wire.
15-40.
Boy, looks a little bit better to me, Jerry.
Yeah, I think if they can find a way to string a couple of points together. But Elliott and Rodesno just not giving anything away. overheads as the boys seeing right now. Too short in the service box. And that's what
Hanish hit the
happened.
down up one.
Yep, they're too short. We've got to see where that shadow is just up from the baseline, like a foot up the singles line. That's where she should be going, a little bit deeper.
Big point right
With
here,
some
30,
spin,
40.
yep. Make Elliott have to get out of her own way to get those shots. But at this point, there's not too much that Elliott Rodesno can't handle.
And here they switched to have Elliott in the backhand side.
Strong, yeah. Well, you know, you saw the last play.
Game. Hanish
Desno
Sabori.
misses that
Rodesno
one wide.
Elliott lead the second set 2-1.
That was a big game for
Rodesno
Hanish
Elliott
Sabori to
won
win.
first.
Yeah, I tell you that having the ability to switch side and having strength off of both sides, and they also, I'm talking about Elliott and Rodesno because we're seeing much more of that in the backcourt. They're both comfortable off of their screenplays. So they're able to build points, not just keep alive. They're able to build point and set up their strength. All right, Zabori to serve.
Let's see if she can get her serve in the box regularly. That was a real problem in the first set.
It's okay. Okay. Oh.
Love 15.
Great return.
Oh, huge return of serve.
Love 30.
Indecision there from Zabori. She was not in position to play that ball. She let it through the back wire.
Hani say, help me, help me. She saw that ball go by her down the line. And there's another one of your favorite shots, Mark.
Great rip there from Zabori.
15, 30.
Been working with her on not apologizing. Huge game here.
I go, I go. I go, I go. I go, I go. I go. Good.
I think Zabori's got to let Hanish hit a few more of those overheads.
Yeah.
She's going too far over there.
Well, Rodesno baits her. You know, she baits her with her placement of that lob.
I go, I go.
That's one of the few short balls that Zabori's gotten in the service box.
This is that one wide.
30, all.
First set to Kia Williamson, 6-3. Oh,
Fine.
great over there for Desno. Catches Hanish in the back. Point for
Again,
3-1.
that play where Zabori's going back to get the ball back off the screen, she's got to know by now that Elliott is on the net. She's better off throwing up a lob.
That's a great serve from Zabori there.
Yours.
She's got a beautiful service motion, doesn't she?
Is there anything she does in the court that's not beautiful, Jerry?
I go, I go. Yours.
There we go.
Great cover.
Here you go. Yours. I go, I go. Yours.
Elliott Rodesno did not look like a team that's played very little paddle. This is only, as we said, the second tournament in 11 months.
I go, I go.
They're playing rock solid.
I got it. That's good.
Yeah, they really are. This looks like, you know, the team that won nationals.
Yours. Yours. It's good.
And I think they've also, you know, they've worked on their weaknesses.
Great transition play by Zabori.
I go.
That's the overhead she's got to let Hanish hit. I mean, she was almost in Hanish's alley.
Yeah. Elliott is baiting her to get all the way over. Again, when you're taking that shot, where are you going to go with the overhead? That's the key. Oh, just missed wide.
That was the best point I think I've seen Hanish Sabori play in terms of patience. You've got to be willing to grind, and they hit 25, 30 good solid overheads there.
Yeah.
And that sends a message to your opponents, too.
All right, deuce. Zabori.
Come on.
Same play, Mark. Same play. Got away with it that time, but Zabori has got to know that Elliott is on the net. She's coming in quickly behind that returner serve, and Zabori's got to be clear if she's going to drive it, where she's going to drive it, because they'll catch Harnish in transition.
Let it help.
Zabori just looks like a different player all of a sudden, Jerry, doesn't she?
Hanish scores 2-all. Second set, Rodesno Elliott won the first.
Well, that was a
That
big
was
swing
big,
in the
right,
match.
Mark?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
But Jerry, you pointed out, as soon as she hit that tweener, she just started looking like a different player.
Yeah.
Much more committed to her swing, serve looked better, made great shots in transition, and much more patient with her overheads.
The patience with the overheads is the key for me, for them. You know,
And by
rather
them,
than rather
by them
than
you
the,
mean Zabori.
Yeah, rather than the tweener. You know, it's just find the joy in the placement of the overhead that's equal to the razzle dazzle. Especially in the beginning, you know, until you settle down, settle into the point. Because clearly, Elliott and Rodesno, they're playing so solid, lights out paddle, technically and tactically. Just not giving anything away.
I'll say.
Zabori is now in free flow.
Love 30.
And I
You
think
see the way, you know, she's turning her shoulders, we talked about yesterday. You know, she's really making that ball break, and both Elliott and Rodesno need to step in and block that ball earlier. They're letting the spin. The ball's jumping
Love
off the paddle.
40.
But I also think Elliott and Rodesno have to be aware of what's going on the court right now and really batten down the hatches and play patiently. And here they are staying back against Zabori, which I think is a real smart play.
You wanna?
Gosh, it's unbelievable how the match has changed, Jerry. Just all of a sudden. I mean, those 4 points they won on the Rodesno serve were, I don't know, minute 20?
Yeah, it's just the game just flip-flops, right? The momentum can turn on a dime. You just have to hang in there. That's a great shot of the crowd there at Glenview.
So why is that, Jerry? I mean, I've never played a sport where the momentum could change so quickly, so rapidly.
Yeah, but you've got chances. You know, it's not like tennis where, you know, once they rip the ball by you, that's it. You've lost the point. You know, paddle, rip the ball by you, run it down, throw up a lob. You can hang in points much longer.
Speaking of ripping the ball by you, I noticed the Australian team in the Billie Jean King Cup yesterday had the ball ripped past them a number of times.
You're bringing that up? Really? Really? You're going to bring
I
that
was
up?
rooting hard for them, Jerry. I was rooting hard for them.
Remarkable how far they went without the number one player in the world, Ash Barty, there.
Tremendous, just making the knockout round.
Yeah.
Okay, Floor Hanish to serve, 3-2, second set. See how Elliott Rodesno respond.
I think stay solid, take the shots when they're there, and just keep testing the metal of Hanish and Zabori.
Love 15.
Where he missed that overhead. It looked like she caught it cleanly. by Zabori.
Bounce, bounce, Anna.
Cut off that big return from Rodezno.
There
That
you
hard
see,
open.
gave it the different
15
combinations
ball.
of spin. Rodezno seems to have some trouble handling.
Big blitz there from Macy Elliott.
15, 30.
Really fun to see Elliott back playing. She's one of my favorite players to watch.
Yep, there's the switch in the backcourt.
Oh boy, poor Hanish. We were all ducking on that one, weren't we, Jerry? I was right behind you.
Break, good get, and then an even smarter volley. Well-placed volley and controlling the speed of that volley. Sabori.
30, all.
Ori is really playing lights out paddle right now.
My heart rate's just starting to come back from
Yeah.
that. Spike home. Down, up, overhead to Macy Elliott in the strike zone is an alarming shot.
1,000 miles away, and I jumped. We haven't had too many points with Elliott Rodezno with the net of late. There's a board playing all sorts of tennis shots out there, Cherry. See a little backhand chip? Oh, she missed overhead lob wide.
Yep, again, there's a little bit of spin on the overhead from Elliott. And you've got Zabori leaning backwards. It's really
30,
hard to
40.
handle that spin. When you're trying to hit a block lob off of a spin overhead off the deck, you want your weight under your feet moving forward.
Like see Rodezno take this down the line. Oh, she misses that one. Zabori's moving consistently. And that's an interesting play that I see a lot of people doing these days is they force the return and hit the ball down the line. So if they beat you down the line, the ball's going to come far off the back wire, and then it's a drivable ball for the server who's staying back.
Yeah, you have to calibrate that drive if that's the play. All right,
Another big moment of the match right here.
and Hanish took a moment. And I think that ball was wide.
Or long.
It's gone. I think Elliott's laughing at her big swing.
It's the first forehand she's missed in a while. She really hurt Hanish with that return to serve.
Oh my God, it went out
All right,
into the golf
advantage,
course.
advantage,
Somebody,
Hanish.
somebody got it.
Somebody got it on the shooting range.
I don't know if the shooting range or the golf course out there.
And again, you see Zabori kind of come into the middle of the court, take all the returns away. There's the switch in the backcourt again.
Game. Hanish,
Rodezno
Sabori.
again,
They lead
struggling
4-2.
with the spin
Second
of the
set,
overhead from
Rodezno,
Sabori.
Elliott won the first.
Yeah. Maybe that's one of the reasons they're switching, because Elliott's clearly handling the spin better than Rodezno is right now. That's 4 games in a row for Hanish Sabori, and our number 1 seeds are rolling right now.
Love 15.
Hanish was lining up that forehand volley of Rodezno's.
Great volley from Elliott.
He is a solid volleyer. Stays
Just a
really
great
quiet.
outing.
Yeah, really quiet and really low. Sabori
Wow.
looking much more relaxed to me, Mark, at net in the backcourt. More of a willingness to hit lobs.
That's
That right shot.
great transition by Hanish there. Well, they are just making no mistakes now. These teams look like they changed clothes like 4 games ago. The consistency we saw from Elliot Rodesno in the first set, and all of a sudden it's just completely flip-flopped.
Yeah.
They were wearing blue, so I'm a little suspicious of that. But Hanish Sabori's making no mistakes right now. Great transition play there from Flor Hanish.
I like that nice little roller Rodesno's got going into the deep into the forehand side. Yeah, look, that was smart. Elliot,
15, 30.
I think, saw that Hanish was moving in, looking to set up her forehand to drive, and she pushed that ball a little bit deeper. Got the error. Nice rip.
Great ball there from Elliot.
30 all.
Yeah, I'd be directing as many balls as I could at Hanish right now, the way Zabori's flowing. You're likely to get less errors from Hanish, but less damage too. Oh, great spot. She finds the right hip of Elliot. And a point for 5-2. Sabori's just on fire right now, Jerry.
It's really important, you know, to be aware of what's happening while it's happening. Which player is hot in what moment? Because there is, like we said, there's such an ebb and flow. Sabori's got the hot hand.
Score is deuce.
Another missed lob there from Hanish. I like Sabori coming over and giving her some encouragement.
And on the flip side down the end, Elliot right now has the hot hand. So you want to avoid that as their opponents.
Sabori misses that one.
Advantage.
Wait till you get back to 3-4. Huge rip. I just don't like that move.
Yeah,
I just don't like that move. Go ahead, Jerry.
That service sitting up.
Yeah, but
Right,
in
so they're
addition,
striking that ball. Yeah, they're striking that ball from a higher point, so she's got to stay home.
yes, 100%. I mean, it's hard enough to make the volley with coming at you at Mach 6 when you're stationary. Oh, great volley there from Elliot. That's why I don't like her moving. I'm in full agreement with you there. Another point for 4-3. You see Zabori's directing a lot of their spin over at Rodesno right now. Great reaction by Elliot there.
Yeah, same spot with the lob.
Directive Biz, second set. Great get from Elliot. Looks like she was in all sorts of trouble on that ball.
Look, this looked like a little bit of a drill there, Mark. Lob down the line, drive at the person that's back off the net, and lob down the line again.
Game.
Just that
Rodesno,
missed that ball.
patience, you know,
Hanish
and
Sabori
having your
lead the
feet
second set,
under you.
4-3. Rodesno, Elliot won the first.
Great scrambling there from Elliot Rodesno as they come out of that game. Fuller Hanish not going to be happy with those couple missed lobs she had that game.
There's a shot of John Noble, who's the tournament director for the Chicago Charities. I mean, long-time tournament director, and runs. Also, they have the men's 90s, right? The same time. So he's got 3 draws that he's managing. He looks very relaxed to me.
Might have the men's 120 to 125s too.
Oh, yeah. There's a
Okay,
shot
so-
of Andrekova and Spiz on the second court there. Andrekova in the blue hat.
So now we got
Partly Wendy Spiz.
Zabori serving 4-3. She served a real good game last time. First hold of the match. She hit a couple practice serves. I think they just switched balls. I think they switched after the first set. And then again, now they're doing 7 games. If they switch to the backcourt again, Elliot Rodesno. They've been doing pretty consistently. Great lob right in the back of the line.
Yeah, I don't know why Harnish is in such a rush to switch sides.
Love
At net.
15.
She's got a terrific overhead.
Yeah.
I would argue the solider of the two overheads.
Right, you know, I get, like, Zabori has the finishing overhead, but it wouldn't hurt for her to stay on that side for a bit and just give a different look from the overhead.
Great overhead there. And
That's
Zabori's
why
finishing
they-
overhead. Yeah, Zabori's finishing overhead sometimes finishes the point for her and sometimes finishes the point against her.
That's the reason I understand that the
And that was brilliant.
want to
from
put
there.
her in there, but I just think sometimes, you know, opponents get used to the same ball.
That's a ball Zabori's got to let Hanish play.
That's the
Great rip
drive.
there from Hanish.
Drive down the line, get that
30,
reaching.
15.
But, you know, credit to Elliot and Rodesno, they're not giving Harnish too many looks to
30
hit that
all.
shot.
Big fault there. We hadn't seen any of those from Zabori of late. Another great lob just inside the line. Zabori got caught between 2 wires and 1 wire there. She could have played either one.
30, 40.
Point for 4-all.
Yeah, here's the momentum shift you've seen coming this last game.
There's a couple errors in the 2-4 game that Hanish Zabori gave back.
Big
Rodesno will not be
serve.
happy with that. Great serve, but that was a ball that was sitting up for Rodesno. Another lob on the line.
Just got great touch. There's no foot speed, but also, you know, her ability to have control of her shot after chasing down a short ball, you know, lobbing on the back of the line. Up.
A little confusion at the net there.
That's the first time, so Zabori should take note of that.
I know you'd be hitting that slot with your next lob.
Well, again, I'm looking at how strong the shadows are on the court, which tells me they're looking into the sun.
Score is
Big
deuce.
rip there from Rodesno takes us back to deuce. Huge game.
Go towards the net, idiot.
You gotta have your feet set.
Advantage.
You
Before
can't
you
take
hit
3
that shot.
steps and then try and hit that cut overhead.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a finishing shot both ways.
Yours, Anna. I go.
Switching to the backcourt.
Ah!
Yes, that's the ball Hanish has got to hit. That's trouble. Great overheads from Macy Elliott.
Come on! So good.
More airtime on that lob from Harnish, which
Score is deuce.
forced Elliott to get further back in the court. And they got the drive, and Sabori was able to execute. Don't be afraid to throw up those high, deep lobs.
Check it out. We do it again.
Wow, that ball missed by a lot.
Advantage, Rodesno.
Really found something on the ad court with that hard serve down the middle that goes backside. It's in the backcourt. I was picking more of these at Rodesno early, and now she's kind of got into a pattern of going back at Elliott every time. Was handling the spin much better.
So good.
And there she takes it to Rodesno and wins the point. Well, it's just a huge game right now, Cherry.
Yep.
I always feel like the longer the game goes, the more importance it takes on.
Score is deuce.
Yeah, both teams are fighting hard.
Go switch.
You see how
Rosanna?
Harnish moved to the middle when she saw the ball went deep down the tee and was going into the screen.
I also like that Hannah hit her down and up overhead to Rodesno, not to Elliott at that point.
Yours.
Great rip from Elliott off the back wire.
Yeah, from back, she was able to get Harnish to volley up.
Oh no.
Get it. Sorry.
Great transition play from Sabori there.
So good.
I like the call mark of "Oh no."
Oh no.
That was. I put my hands up over my head that time.
Oh no.
We're talking about the short ball given
Advantage, Zubore.
to Macy Elliott, who is just going to jump up and spike those balls with an overhead.
And tattoo the word Viking on your chest if you're not careful. Point 5-3. Desner doesn't seem to want to hit that two-handed shot off the backside.
Game,
Zabori
Florentina.
catches the
Hanish.
Nick.
Zubore.
Game Zabori. Hannah Sabori.
I've got it at 5-3.
That game was a battle, Cherry.
Yeah, that was fun.
They lead
There's
5-3, second set. Rodesno Elliott won the first.
umpire Pat Layton keeping track of the score. It's really great that we have all these volunteer umpires.
Level of play's really gone up the last 20 minutes.
Help, help.
Zabori to me just goes too far.
Yeah, she's got to let Harnish take some of those balls. I know, she's torn because she just flows. When she's feeling loose, she'll cover the court. Forces it just a little bit early. And she also needs to have Harnish hitting as well.
I'm sure one of the factors is when they won nationals in April, Hanish was 6 months pregnant, so Zabori was taking a lot of balls intentionally.
Yes.
Look where Zabori is there. She's almost in the alley.
Really
opposite
putting
alley.
pressure. Yeah, but really putting pressure on Rodesno's overhead when she's pulled out of the service box. They're shrinking the court.
She misses that one.
15, love.
Elliott and Rodesno have not backed down with the pressure for 1 second, Mark. Huge return of serve. Zabori finds Rodesno's
15
forehand
off.
volley. She's coming up to net.
Yeah, I just don't think you can follow that serve to net against Zabori. It's not a percentage decision.
Tough,
She charged
tough
at the
place.
roller.
Yeah, tough when you're moving back and you've got Gabby Nicolescu is really the only one who can consistently hit that roller from outside the service box like that.
Amazing how she hits that shot.
Zabori taking over the court.
She hit 4 forehands in a row at Macy Elliott when Rodesno was in the backcourt. Set
She
point.
had a plan. Nice, Nick.
$30, $40.
Another set point. A bad decision by Rodesno and game in second set. Hana Sabori 6-3.
So, Mark, as we
using that
talked
ball to get
about,
out
you know,
here.
it's Zabori shot selection in that second set. Kind of, you know, calmed down, played a little bit more percentage paddle. I don't think it was anything so much to do with Elliott and Rodesno's level of play, because they clearly have the game plan and executing, but it's whether Zabori's hitting those spin overheads, which wins them points, and then trying to hit those spin overheads when she's not in great position and outside the service box, or moving and she's losing the point. So it's balancing, tightening that up.
Yeah, I thought Zabori determined who won the first set and the second set, honestly. And it always reminds me of the Charles Barkley line, that good players have confidence when they're playing well. Great players have confidence when they're playing poorly. And for Zabori to maintain that level of belief after the, and certainly for her level, spotty first set, and maybe even at my level spotty, but we won't get into that. First set that she played, and then she just turned it around completely. Coincidentally or not, after that tweener shot she hit down 2-love in the second, and just played a brilliant second set and dominated the court, honestly.
And, you know, Harnish, to her credit, is the north on the compass. She's consistent and solid. And,
Absolutely.
And then was able to step up and hit her forehand when she needed to. She hit that forehand down the line. She hit that big returner serve. So looking forward to a third set. So we will be right back after this quick break on the APTA YouTube channel.
Done. Great job. Hey, good stuff to you.
Patty, good job.
Yeah, a lot of fun. You guys look great out there. How long have you been playing?
Who, me? Oh, I've been playing my whole life. How about you?
Wow, I only started playing when I retired. Someone say retired?
Looking good out there, Eli.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back to the APTA Tour. This semi-final match between Elliott Rodesno and Hana Sabori. We're about to start the third set. And Jerry, what do you think Elliott Rodesno have to do to kind of stem the tide, the Zabori tide?
Yeah, I think they just stay with their game plan, take their shots when they're there. Not, you know, there's no need to panic. They're setting
Is there
themselves
ever a
up. I
need to
mean,
panic?
both. No, Elliott. Well, sometimes Elliott Rodesno lob so well, and it sets up their strengths. So they just have to keep that mindset of moving forward and not back down. Not play keep alive with their lobs, but, you know, purposely keep picking those spots and then look to set up for the drive.
Interesting that the team that lost the first set and the second set both took breaks, went off the court.
Looks like Flora Harnish is going to stay serving first.
Zabori had 2 huge holds that set.
Yeah, it's really important that both teams remain clear and focused on what they have to do.
Sure, I want you to get back to me later on the good moments to panic. I don't know about that.
Okay. My first one would be if I forgot to pack my lucky clothes. That caused me to panic.
I have never seen you panic, Jerry. I don't believe you. Yeah, Rodesno making a bunch of errors right now.
30, love.
Nice kick serve by Harnish there.
Okay, that's 2 tweeners for Zabori, so the next one will determine if it's the over or the under the wins, Sherry. That was not a great tweener, but
She was moving too soon too. Ellie's going to pick up on that.
great volley there.
40-15.
Did you have the over under on the tweeners, Jerry? I can't remember.
I think you did.
I just set the line at 2.5. Good rip there from Honish.
Game, Hanish.
All right,
so
first
fast
game.
Third
Yeah,
set,
first
one
game
low.
to me, Mark, I see a little bit of a drop in the energy from Elliott and Rodesno.
Yeah, that was too fast. If they're going to play fast, I
But
think
just
tempo is not their favorite here.
yeah, just look at the body language. Just come out just a little bit flat. I think they really want to just start this set strong, powerful presence. Fake it till you make it, even if you're not quite feeling it.
Yep.
Get the feet going, get the fist pumps going. Just keep that positive energy flowing, because as we've seen, is clearly the back and forth momentum. Look at the difference in the body language of Harnish and Sabori right now.
And having lost 7 of the last 8 games, this is a really important game.
No.
15, love.
And what Rodesno going to do against the Zabori return? See if she stays back here.
I think she's going to stay back.
Yeah. Elliott is not the one to hit the drop shots to. She's too quick.
She's going to hit the drop shot to us, then she's got to close the net, and if Elliott gets the ball, gets it down at her feet, let
Excuse me, very
Harnish take it, throw up a lob. Don't take her on one-on-one when Elliott's on top of the net. Huge returner serve down the line. That's a smart place to go.
30-15.
Send the message that you got to stay home.
There's the seam. So how fast Hanish was on the net that time, too.
30 all.
The momentum is swinging really strongly to Hanish Zabori. Elliott Rodesno really have to be judicious with their decision-making right now. That'll help the cause.
Yeah.
40,
But again,
30.
it's being generated by themselves.
Okay,
Right?
staying
That
back.
energy.
I got it. Yo.
Those are dangerous overheads from Zabori there. Just catches the outside of the line. Desno is really struggling with that spin, Jerry.
Yeah,
yo.
She's getting different looks too.
4-3 on Jekova Spiz, second set. First set to Gia Williamson.
Game.
Good look from Macy. Macy Elliott there, just misses it.
Score is deuce.
I like the decision.
Yeah.
Well, there's Bori there looking to help Hanish.
Ready in case that ball hits the nick and pops out. Now that is the wrong shot to take right there. Smart overhead placement by Radesno.
Yep, that's what we talked about earlier. Zabori just going too far over there. I mean, if she makes that shot, the court's wide open.
Yeah, she'd have to throw up a lob way above the lights in order to recover.
Well, the point for 1-all. These game points are just so critical. This is who determines who wins and loses matches, the ability to close out games. Staying back against Zabori again. And there's Zabori, goes for that hard overhead when she's too far off the net, and Macy Elliott makes her pay. And that's the beauty of Elliott in the backhand corner. She's got that backhand off the backside wires that she really rips.
Right, and that ball, coming up high and hard off of the back screen is then traveling in the direction of the net with Elliott's strongest shot, the backhand.
Huge game there for Elliott Radesno. Hanish catches the nick, great trail by Elliott. There's the switch to the backboard.
Yep.
Spin, little nick.
15 love.
Elliott's wondering, why did I get stuck over here for that shot? Zabori's serve is normally so reliable. She just struggled with the faults today.
Yeah, she's serving a little quick. She could take a second. I know she likes to keep flowing, but just take a little moment here.
15, 30.
It's good. Hanish walk back with her.
Elliott Radesno have to make her pay for these faults. Well, they may not need to if she faults again. Just out of nowhere. Served so much better in the second set. Hanish again. Oh, great two-hander. Hanish catches Elliott in transition. That's a ball that Radesno's got to lob.
30, 40.
Huge point right here, Jerry. I think she's going to hit the hard serve up the tee. Nope, went body.
Yours. Oh, sorry. Yours.
That is a great
Radesno Elliott. They lead 2-1
spot
third
that
set.
Radesno found. Got the reaching error.
Yeah, but the Zabori overhead kind of set it up, tried to hit the big cut, and it just sat there. And the left Hanish out to dry. Big pair of games there.
The update on the second set. Andrekova Spears up 4-3. Gia Williamson got the first set 6-3. Let's see, Wendy Spears and Andrekova net on the other court. All right, both teams taking a little bit of a moment. Just make sure they're clear on what their strategy is.
Ooh.
Just didn't look like Hanish wanted to hit that, and then realized how short it was.
And then?
Was not in position to hit that drive. Clearly.
Come on.
It doesn't look like they're going to switch and then changing their mind.
15 all.
Good return there from Flor Honish.
15, 30.
Good spot. She got Elliott just to move her paddle a little bit to the right, and that was enough motion to get that ball to pop long.
Big moment here at 15:30.
Let's see Elliott Rodesma giving no pace, no spin, straight and deep to Harnish, making Harnish have to step in, generate her own pace.
And then she hits a great forehand to set up the Zabori forehand.
And that's what looks like
15,
Elliott
40.
Rodesma are testing to see. I mean, they obviously saw Harnish didn't step in and hit that other forehand, so they're just testing her. That's a smart play. But Harnish rose to the challenge, and then Zabori was there behind her to move in.
Love the relationship between Honish and Zabori.
You're there. Both teams.
Yes.
You know, they really have tremendous respect
30, 40.
for each other, and obviously a joy.
Great rip
On the
there from
journey.
Macy Elliott. Another huge point. Oh, she catches the
Hanish
seam.
Sabori scores 2 all, third set.
And look at the body language, Harnish Zabori. Staying pumped up, ready to go. Looks like Elliott's just going over their strategy. I love that they take a moment and just be really clear on what they're trying to execute.
Maybe Elliott doesn't look. There's a switch in the backcourt. As I about to say, if they look for it. But Macy Elliott's played just a terrific match today.
She's solid all over the court. There's an upset, a split set on the other semi-final, so we're going into a third set over on court 2.
Zabori misses that one. Great action there. Some great volleying from Elliott Rodesno.
Love 15.
And Zabori should look to aim that drive up at someone's armpit. She's in close range.
Love 30.
A fault, Jerry?
Yep. All right, there we go. Rodesno's showing some energy.
That's great transition play from Zabori.
Love 40.
That was a good decision by Honish just to execute.
She's got to get closer than that. Got to read that ball a little bit sooner and get right on top of the net. You don't want to volley out. Nice touch by
15,
Zabori.
40.
Huge
Elliott gets
serve
beat. Yep.
by Harnish. Wow,
30,
deep
40.
down the tee.
Huge point right here.
Game, Rodesno, Elliott, they lead 3-2. Third set.
Great reaction there from Rodesno and Elliott.
Right, I mean, Rodesno really closed the net quickly and kept her paddle up solid, picked her spot right away.
I thought Rodesno was much more aggressive the last few games, starting to drive the ball a little bit more.
Yep.
She turned a little bit into a lobbing machine before that, but now she's playing with a little more confidence.
Yeah, it looks like she's looking for plays.
New ball. That was 7 with that one. Go.
Just, you know, they're both playing with such great, beautiful control.
If we can get a hold of serve.
There's no just taking a practice swing.
Last 3 games have all gone to the returner.
Yeah, serving has been a little bit streaky.
A lot of faulting. And it's to be expected. Early season paddle, it's very warm out. Serving is very difficult in warm weather.
Yeah. Right, who's gonna stay composed?
That's a great backhand from Zabori. Great read. You saw the early preparation. She was moving for that ball
15.
right before Elliott made contact with it.
Yeah, you could really see her set up and then move forward when she was striking the ball.
Oh boy, that was a dangerous volley. Zabori hit there, a couple of them.
Falling up.
It's 3 this point.
Joanna?
Like that commercial, the professional driver, don't try this at home.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. I mean, that's for her to be able to hit 3 forehand volleys up. Oh,
Great rip there from Elliott.
you just don't want to put yourself in that
15
risky
off.
position.
It's all about percentages. She can make that volley, but does she make it 5 times out of 10, 6 times out of 10? That's not good enough. They're playing a lot of balls into the floor Hunter's corner right now.
Yeah, and I like that Elliott Rodesno net positioning. I mean, there's no confusion when this ball is coming out of the deuce side. And as you know, that's not always easy to do. But Elliott is very clear on what she's going to take and what she's going to let Rodesno take.
I go!
Yeah, that's Hanish's overhead. Oh, good forehand from Hanish there. Misses that one. Real good action, Jerry. Fun to watch.
You can see Rodesno's looking for plays. As you said, you know, rather than just keep alive, she's looking for plays. She had that lob. She was going to go in behind it, creating an offensive opportunity with the screenplay, not just keep alive.
Yeah, they can't get beat in transition like that. But there's just no point in Elliott staying up there if you're going to play the point that way. And Rodesno just hung her out to dry with that semi-lob. Does it qualify as a lob, Jerry?
Did it go up?
Up after they hit her paddle, but not very high. Point for 3-all.
Boy, there is nothing between these two teams right now, Mark. It's really a high-level women's quarterfinal, semi-final. So get there.
And a big return there. There's the cut shot from Zabori.
Bouncing, wadded overhead. That's so good.
Game.
Yeah, you can see where the spin is still bothering Rodesno in the deuce court. Really love Elliot Rodesno's game plan, Jerry. They've come out, they're focused and smart, and even the points they're losing, you can see they're playing to what they want to do.
Yeah, they're really going after their game plan.
Now we'll see if Zabori can get rid of those faults. Yeah, Elliot just cannot drive that ball from the middle of the court like that.
15, love.
She's just so out of position. Can't recover.
I go. Sorry. Yours, Hannah? Yours, but I don't know. Out.
Just long.
Love how Forhanish is always communicating.
They're one of the few lobs that Rodesno has missed long.
Well,
She'll take it.
she'll take it.
30, 15.
That ball missed. Up.
Aye,
We've now hit the over. Do you think the Rodesno return was good, Jerry?
I think so.
Couldn't tell.
30, all.
I think so.
Huge point in the match.
Again,
If everybody
it's
had the
that-
over on the tweeners, you
yeah,
won.
It's that 50-50.
I go. Switch.
Good transition there from Zabori.
You got it. Help.
Whoa!
We
That
had
was
the whole
a
court.
That was a risky
And
placement
that is
and
Zabori.
pace from Zabori.
40, 30.
And like you said, Rodesno had the whole court.
Literally the whole court. I think Zabori and Hanish had part of the alley covered on the deuce side, but not all of it, only part of it.
On one side,
Ball
went
was
to the
deep, ball was
other.
deep. Deuce.
Okay. So, fault from
Umpire
Zabori.
Pat. Yeah, umpire Pat Layton, clear on the call.
Stay there. Yours.
Here, Hanish, stay there. Zabori, one more
Advantage,
overhead.
Rodesno.
She hit one more overhead into the side wire there. Point to go back up 4-3 for Elliot Rodesno. With that faulted game point for Connor Sabori, make him back to haunt him.
I hate you!
Game, Rodesno, Elliott. They lead 4-3.
Boy, she's really
third
struggling
set.
with that serve today.
Just
up and down.
a little, mentally just on a little bit of a roller coaster ride. Just he needs to find that even kill.
Serve is just normally so reliable. Today she just struggled with the faults.
It always seems to me rushing a little bit. Take a little bit longer in between. Really be clear about where you want to put it.
Okay,
Again.
Macy Elliott, serve.
Yeah. The composure of Elliott and Rodesno is impressive.
We're in there.
Love, 15.
Smart shot, up at the armpit. It's a tough volley. Lanes have to go up.
Good pickup from Rodesno. Thought she was in trouble. She misses the next one.
Love, 30.
Oh, great return there from Hanish. Couple of
You know
big
what I love
foreheads.
about
for-
this?
Love,
Both
40.
of these teams, it's intelligent play. Like we're watching the problem solving happening as the ebb and flow of the match.
First hold wins, Jerry?
You would think.
Help.
Rodesno's going back to driving the ball, which I think is a
Yep.
great move for her.
And again, it's that well-placed lob right over Hanish's left shoulders, bringing Zabori behind her. And Zabori's got to be really careful where she hits that overhead.
1-all third set. Kim Williamson Drekovic Spiz.
Ugh,
Swing and a miss.
she's looking into
15,
the sun.
40.
And moving and too far off the net.
She's already, they're in control of the point. Just have a little bit more patience. Well done by Radesno.
Did you see that Macy Elliott went back to her old serve there?
Hanish scores
Yeah,
4-all.
Hanish punished it.
Yep.
Punished it anyway. We're up to 4-all. Boy, Flor Hanish played a tremendous game there, Jerry. 3 big forehands in a row.
Yeah, when she steps in and attacks on that returner serve, it makes a big difference. All right, deep breaths here. 4-all, third set, semifinals. Chicago Charities. It's the first Grand Prix tournament of the season. A lot of points on the line.
Great overhead catches the nick.
15, love.
Yeah, I think first hold wins, Jerry.
Okay.
Great volley there from Macy Elliott.
On top of the net. I mean, they have to realize that any time that ball goes through, Elliott is going to be on the net.
Great ball there from Elliott. Boy, she is playing great.
On fire.
15, 30.
There's an example of Hanish was so eager to switch sides, she misses
15,
the overhead.
40.
Yeah, and she had an opportunity there where she actually got the drive off the back screen past Elliott. One of the few times in the last couple of plays.
2-1 Gail Williamson. Going to switch that match when this ends. Pick up from Zabori. That was a great volley from Elliott.
It's long.
Game.
Good
Rodesno,
pressure.
Elliott.
Lob, and they will.
5-4, third set.
Serving for the match.
I'd rather be returning for the match, but yes, serving for the match.
Boy, what a good semi-final, hey, Mark?
Great paddle.
Fun to play. Talk about find a way.
First set was a little spotty, but the last set and a half was great. Oh, great action.
Rory moving
Dig.
forward, grabbing those volleys.
Yours. I know. Yours. So come on. One at a time.
Love,
Combination
15.
of shots there. Kind of handcuffed Radesno.
Oh, she got away with that.
15,
Well, that
all.
was lucky right there.
Yeah,
But
you
Elliott
saw
was dead.
Elliott was facing forward.
15 all. That miss may come back to haunt him.
Harnish stepping up big time. We have seen this time and time again.
15, 30.
Harnish's ability to elevate her level of play in the crucial moments.
I got it.
Again, just the wrong overhead from Sabori. Too far off the net, hit it too hard, and Elliott made them pay. Elliott has played just a brilliant match, Jerry.
She has. She took that ball off the back screen. It was high, and she was able to just attack.
Points from the match.
So good.
Oh, great exchange. Sabori doesn't miss that one. Boy, she's got so much confidence, just keeps coming forward.
She does, you know. It's like she can miss, but it's still in there.
Doesn't matter.
She's still going to go for it. You're right.
Short memory. That's what it's all about, Jerry. Doesn't matter what happened in the last one. Belief.
And the delete button.
Rare time that Elliott Rodezno get the net on the Zapori return.
And the overheads are going straight, deep, and flat. A Harnish.
Great forehand there from Harnish. Sets up Zabori. Rodezno was in survival mode there. Oh, what a dig!
Oh, what a point. Oh, Rodezno, be careful there on the net.
She weighs like 80 pounds, Jerry. What's that going to do to the net?
No, her. I wasn't worried about the net. I'm worried about her. She had full momentum, threw herself over the top of the net. Oh, what
Wow,
a
that was
scramble.
some point.
Yeah.
5-all.
She grabbed that for the highlight reel. There's a lot of transition play in a high-pressure moment.
And for those of you who are keeping score, that would be 8 consecutive breaks of serve. So Zabori to serve. See if she can get that serve in the box.
I like that move by Harnish. She's reading the serve, making the move, cutting off that Elliott return.
And conversely, Elliott's got to be more careful on that ball she's driving from the center of the court. Ooh, 30 love. Might we have a hold here, Jerry?
A little bit of a momentum swing again, Mark. But Elliott and Rodezno are solid in this match. There's the serve again.
Great transition from Harnish. Great dig from Rodezno.
Switch in the back court.
Switch in the front court.
Switch at net.
Oh, a couple of great volleys from Zabori.
From the shoelaces again.
Yeah, that spin overhead is just killing Rodezno. The ball's just sliding off her paddle and going directly to her right, her left.
Yeah, she's got to step in.
Okay, 3 opportunities for hold for Zabori.
Boy.
That ball serve almost went over the fence.
Yeah.
40-15.
And the return surprised Zabori. She looked like
First
she was
one that
ready for it.
first one's Rodezno's driven with the backhand.
Or does it stay there? So good!
Oh, great shot from Flor Hannish. And Jerry, we have a hold.
They lead 6-5, third set.
9th game, Mark. Let's see if you called it. Team who holds serve.
Now Macy Elliott will serve to stay in the match. And Jerry, the last game Elliott served when she went away from her new serve. Gives you an idea of what's in her head in terms of her confidence level with that. So let's see what she comes out with here and what kind of belief she's got with whatever serve she chooses to hit.
Yeah, Mark, I've been impressed by her. It just takes guts to be able to play around with your serve.
Jerry, she's been the best player on the court. She's been the best player on the court throughout the match.
Yeah, consistently.
Yeah, just throughout the match. I mean, obviously Zabori's had her highs and lows. Elliott's just been brilliant throughout the whole match. Oh, Zabori with that little half volley flick. That's a tough shot.
just a different overhead when her feet are under her and she's balanced from the ground up. Again, it's just too high off the back screen.
Yep.
15, love.
And once again, it's Elliott doing all the damage.
Yep.
Great
And
switch
and it's the right shot. I mean, you see Elliott say, oh, she's sorry, but it was the right shot to take.
Absolutely. Wild forehand from Zabori, and might we have 2 holds in a row?
30, love.
You know, if you're going to take your drive, you know, it's hard not to drive at players. Doesn't mean you're headhunting. You pick your spots at them and between them. Very hard to hit around them.
A little indecision on the switch there. We can make it work.
Elliott looking to move in, thinking Desno was going to drive it.
What a dig! She was absolutely beat on that ball. Just flicked it at the last second.
Yeah, but she was balanced. You know, her body is just balanced on all of her shots. Zabori adding more spin to getting short lobs that she can really work that overhead the way she wants to. Ay, that volleying up. Whew.
Yeah. Just missed that one. A little deep in the court, but she's had so much success with that forehand up the back wire.
30,
I think it was the right
15.
decision.
2-all in the third set in the other women's semi-final. Gia Williamson on Drakovic Spiz.
These are the moments in the match you will find your weaknesses.
The height of the lobs on the Desno.
Ball's deep.
This is the lob long, or 2 points for
30
the
off.
match.
Great, clear call by Pat. Takes the pressure off the players immediately. Look, the play just continues.
Oh, what a volley from Elliott.
That was behind her, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Ball had passed her.
She was like stuck in.
Well, I think I better volley this one.
40, 30.
Brilliant. Okay, point for a tiebreak. This match does deserve a third set tiebreak, Jerry. It's been that good.
Yeah, it really has.
He misses the overhead
Okay,
wide, and we
there's
will
no
play a
Elliott.
tiebreak for a
Third
spot in
set
the final,
tiebreak.
Jerry.
Again, it's that movement they're creating with their well-placed lobs and just not letting Zabori get settled, and then Zabori trying to go for too much on the overhead when her feet aren't under her.
Yep, when the feet are not under her, she's got to be willing to hit that push
Tiebreak.
overhead deep in
Yeah,
the court
just
and wait
give me
for the next
another
ball.
one. No, give me another one. And you know, Elliott Rodesno are like a dripping tap with this. That's just not going to give you anything. Just hang in there.
Good blitz.
Hesitated. She hesitated.
Zabori didn't see her coming.
Zabori lead the third set tiebreaker 1-love.
This is One of the hardest things, right? One of the hardest things is to let that ball go through. When you've got the blitz in your head and you're going forward, the moment of going forward, and yet that ball comes down below the level of your waist, you gotta let it go through. Volleying up. Right.
The great forehand from Hanish.
Yeah, Harnish this last couple of games has really stepped it up as well. She's going for the win.
Hanish Subori lead 2-love.
Which we've seen this, time and time again. She really, in the big moments, takes the chances and steps up. 3-2. Gio rolling up again.
Just a great pickup from Macy Elliott. That's the one, that's the one she struggles with. She's better off with the one deep in the court that gets to the wires. The one that's shorter in the court that doesn't make it to the wires, that's the one Elliott really struggled with.
And she does hang in there. She's got that much faith in Radesno setting her up on the drive.
Subori lead 3-1.
There's the fault from Zabori.
Right, I love that confidence that she has in Radesno's ability to drive and set her up.
Oh, back-to-back faults, and it worked so hard to get ahead.
Subori lead the third set tiebreaker 3-2.
Yep, she just needs to take a moment. I think she's in just her impatience. She wants to play. She's like a racehorse. Like got to hold them back. It's like, hang on a minute here. All right. And on the flip side, you see Macy Elliott taking her time. Walking back to the baseline, bouncing the ball. Harnish holding, going over and talking to Zabori.
Oh, catches the seam. That ball was a lot of trouble.
Is the ball out? Big ball. Very close. Hanish Subori lead 4-2.
Confirmed the out call.
Yeah.
2-4.
I love it. Just play just goes and no conversation. That's it. His call stands.
Oh,
Hanish Subori lead 5-2.
Elliott with the rare forehand miss there. Elliott Radesno have not won a point yet in the breaker. The two faults by Zabori. And the server has won one of the 7 points.
Good job with the math, Mark.
Thank you. It's one of the things I can do well. For Zabori to get the switch, get Hanish for Elliott to switch. Oh, Zabori misses the overhead before they can switch.
Hanish Subori lead 5-3.
Just needed a push overhead back to the singles line.
Huge moment of the match right here. Is she really sorry, Jerry?
Yeah, she was sorry. She doesn't like to hit people.
She's a much nicer person than I am.
Lead the
She
third set tiebreaker
took the
6-3.
right shot, and again, it's Harnish, the willingness to take the swing.
Played a great tiebreak. She's been the difference in the tiebreak, without question. Which isn't over yet.
Game, set, match.
There it is.
Hanish Subori.
What a match, Mark. Huh?
7-6.
Yeah, fantastic match. Great play, high level, great sportsmanship, everything you could want in a match.
Yeah, the momentum swings back and forth. Neither team backed down. They both were going after it. I love the tactical adjustments that both teams made. I love the switching in the backcourt, their ability to show different looks. But all four players, went after it. And matches like this, obviously somebody has to lose, but really all four of them are winners because I know that was would have been a fun match for them to compete in. And that's why we play, right? Down to the wire. They're both teams are going to get better just from playing this match right then and there.
And big kudos to Fuller Hanners, who stepped up and just was tremendous the last 15, 20 minutes of the match.
Yeah, she did. She went for her shots because it's easy to become the shrinking flower on the court and think that your role is just to set up Zabori. But Zabori really appreciates the tenacity and the mental toughness that Harnish brings to the table and wants her to hit. So, I mean, we saw a lot. And look, I'm just so thrilled to have Elliot Rodesno back, and definite contenders. We're going to have a fun season. I think we're going to take a quick break and switch over to the other women's semifinals.
What's up, Robert? Thanks, Blair.
Yeah, no worries.
Done. Great job. Hey, good stuff to you.
Patty, good job.
Yeah, a lot of fun. You guys look great out there. How long have you been playing?
Who, me? Oh, I've been playing my whole life. How about you?
Wow, I only started playing when I retired.
Someone say retired?
Looking good out there, Eli.
Thank you.
All right, and we're back live. The other women's semi-final between Jessica Guillot and Jacqueline Williamson and Martina Andrekova and Wendy Spears. Will get a score, updated score. Last we knew it was 2-all in the third set.
Deuce.
Not a happy moment for Wendy Spiz.
Jacqueline Williamson serving and staying back. Spiz is on the left with her back to us now. Andrekova in the blue hat, blue top. Andrekova's a rackets professional at the Greenwich Country Club in Connecticut. As we said, this is the first time Spiers and Andrekova are playing together. Guillot and Williamson started playing together last year, had some success. Jessica Guillot in the hat down the far end. She's a rackets professional at the Pittsburgh Field Club.
And in.
Again,
Ball was good.
Okay, so the umpire overruled that call, Jerry. I didn't quite catch that. Ball looked wide to me, but what do I know? Spiz and Andrekova are not happy about that.
Yeah, from our
And it was-
angle, it did look wide.
And it was a kind of a late overrule, too. They were getting ready to play the point. He called add in, and Spiz and Andrekova found out they'd lost the point. That's Frank Willard from Detroit in the chair. So I think the score here is 3-2, 40-30 for Guillot Williamson. Get confirmation after this point if it's won by Guillot Williamson.
Keep an eye on Jessica Guillot down the far end on the ad side. She likes to just keep moving forward. She's a very aggressive player. Looks for that short ball. She'll take it. There you go. You see her moving to the middle. She'll take that short ball and move forward.
Great
Closes the
athlete.
net really well. Yeah. Yeah.
Great competitor, great understanding of the court, and also did an amazing thing the last couple of years, kind of reworked her forehand completely and went away from the continental grip she'd been using into a Western forehand. It's turned into a real weapon.
Yeah, she's also time. Early in her career, it was a 50-50, roll of the dice sometimes on those shots. And past couple of years, she's really shown a lot of variety. Look, she's building the point with her screenplay.
Honestly, I don't remember any player ever making the leap that she made as late in their careers as she did.
No, you're 100% right. As I said before, I remember the match. I remember watching it. It was the Boston Open, and she was playing with Roxy Mika, I think. And it was like,
Deuce.
wow. Now, Wendy Spitz, I believe, has moved, but she has played out of Chicago the last few years, so I'm sure she's got a lot of crowd support there.
She was looking for a place in Colorado last time I spoke to her. I don't know if they moved. That was pre-COVID.
Add out.
Interesting that Williamson and Gio were staying back against both returners.
So far, Mark, for a new team, Spitz and Andreka look very comfortable.
Yeah, the net is the hardest place to be comfortable with a new team. Well, I guess they were a new team yesterday. Today they're not.
Unless they've got some matches under their belt, that's right.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
But still, they're in the third set.
Reaction there from Williamson.
Yeah, I would not be giving Williamson anything high that she can hit down on.
Add
Wendy
in.
clearly lost that ball in the sun. You could see the sun right in her face as she went to swing at it.
Or I'm sorry, Deuce. Excuse me.
Williamson's really worked hard on her game too. When she played with Karen Close, she used to play the ad side, and she teamed up with Jess Gio and
Add out.
switched over to the deuce side.
Wow, back-to-back faults from Williamson.
Games are 3-all.
Here we
3-all
go.
third
3-all
set.
third set, right? So it was 6-3, 3-6.
Games are 3-all.
3-all.
6-3, 6-3. 3-all.
Wendy Spitz serving.
Love 15.
All four women high-level tennis players.
All.
A little bit of a blurt from Williamson the last few minutes.
Yeah. Again, but I love Jess Gio going over there, giving us some encouragement, looking at the energy.
Thirty, 15. All.
Forehand volley. That's the one thing about Wendy Spitz is she does love her forehand volley. It's very hard to keep that ball in the court.
It just seems like people very tight on the court right now. A lot of nerves out there.
Was mention again that this is a Grand Prix. This is the first Grand Prix tournament of the season, and it is
40,
valued
30.
in points for the end of the year ATP Cup, which has $40,000 in prize money. The points for this tournament are double the value. Williams finds Andrekova's backhand overhead.
Not a lot of offense being presented right now from Gio and Williamson.
I was just going to say, Gio, I mean, she's hitting good lobs, and she's getting Spiz to hit. Kind of, her overheads were in the service box and high in the screen. And so, yeah, like that. I'm surprised Gio's not looking to bring that ball down more, but with authority.
Game Andrakova and Spiz, they lead the third set 4 games to 3.
She could sneak over and set up her forehand and then move forward to it.
That was a very tight game, very nervous game that Gio Williamson played there.
So not the transition play that we just saw from the other semifinal. It's more of they've got their pattern set. It'll be interesting to see, what happens now on this service game. All right. Williamson staying back, so now this return to serve by Andrakova is a transition shot. So she just needs to get that ball back in play with both teams staying back, and then Spiz moved up when she saw that Williamson was staying back, and then Andrakova joins her at the net.
To see that offensive move there from Jessica Gio. She's playing so passively. Good lob there.
Great love from Jess because Spiz
15,
was out to
love.
the side. She got Andrakova to take a backhand overhead. All right, here's the transition play again. Look at Martina Andrakova will move in.
Oh, great get. That ball just comes off of Wendy Spiz's paddle hard.
That was the
15
right shot.
all.
But that's part of the problem when you drive the ball so infrequently. When you're ready to pull the trigger, you don't have a lot of confidence, a lot of comfort. Boy, they just look tight.
15, 30.
Yeah, and that, for Williamson is when to take that shot. Be another transition play. See how the Spiz just calibrated her return to serve. Didn't hit it hard, just hit it deep and gave herself enough time to get into net.
30 all.
Just all 4 women look really tense right now, Jerry. Very nervous.
No footwork.
Yeah, well, that comes with the nerves, right? As
Yeah,
your feet stop moving.
That's the number one. First thing that you see. Like I say, fake it till you make it. Even if you're not feeling confident, you gotta keep your feet moving. You gotta get that energy
30,
going.
40.
Make that connection. Williamson loves to step in with that two-handed backhand in the middle, so Spiz and Andrakova better make sure they keep their overheads deeper in the court. There you go.
There's Jessica Gio's play.
Right.
Great job by Wendy Spiz staying in the point. Made that half volley.
Ball's long.
And then hits a big forehand, and it's 5-3.
Spiz finds
Game Andrakova and Spiz, they lead the third set 5 games to 3.
Andrakova Spiz serving for the match.
Again, great job by Andrakova Spiz staying in the point. Withstanding the Williamson charge and not losing it. Jacqueline played a great point there. And then misses the volley.
15 love.
Just so smooth off the deck, isn't she, Mark? A
Oh, she's
two-handed
great off the
backhand,
deck.
right? Just
One of the best in the game off the deck over both wings.
It's like effortless. I love watching her step in.
That was close.
I tell you, Williamson
30
got the
love.
looks. You know, she's really setting herself up well, and she's been able to get both Andrekova and Spiz to take high backhand overheads going back, which is not an easy shot. And she's got the ball that she wanted. Jess has got to go in earlier with that. Gio.
Yeah, she didn't really swing at that forehand that she had there.
No.
Kind of guided it. Or you get the feeling that Gia Williamson will not drive anything that's just an absolute sitter here. And they win the point anyway.
30-15.
Yeah, I'm wondering how the first two sets played out. You know, was there more offensive driving off the deck? You know, what was the ebb and flow?
I mean, I'm nervous watching them play, Jerry.
Yeah. Keep breathing, Mark.
Thank you.
Be all right.
I forgot to do that.
Stay on your toes and think about moving forward.
This is just
Yeah, I mean, they're
survival
hitting good
mode.
lobs, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're hitting good lobs, but then they're not changing their position on the court to set up their strength.
No, they have no intent in driving. They're really driving the ball. Oh,
30 all.
That one.
Yeah.
Even that ball was not a really committed swing. More of a don't miss drive.
Again, that the overheads that Andrekova and Spiz are hitting are straight and deep, right? They're not going for those big spins. Good close by Spiz. She
40,
got that
30.
way before Gio swung for the ball.
Match point. What do you think? Huge forehand return?
Nice serve by Andrekova, huh?
Andrekova's got one of the best serves, hard and flat.
Yeah, you know, she normally aims her overheads for the neck. But clearly the game plan is to make them hit off the deck. Even some of these good deep lobs that Williamson is hitting, Gio could sneak in and blitz, change the look a little bit.
If Kings has the over-under at this point is 257 shots, Jerry.
You counting?
Yes, we're at 192.
Such a fabricator. There it is. All right, so the
game, set,
new
and
team.
match. Andrikova and Spiz, 3-6, 6-3, 6-3.
So that's an impressive win for the team that has not been on the court before. Should be feeling pretty excited about that coming through the draw. So I would like to talk to all four players to see what happened in those first two sets, if it was like that we just saw in the third set. There wasn't really a lot of offense coming in the backcourt from Gio and Williamson. Great, accurate lobbing, but just needed to step in and change the look of the court. But congratulations to Andrikova and Spiz, and they are through to the finals, and they will meet the #1 team in the country and the national champions, Flor Harnisch and Anna Maria Zabori. Jackie Cameron, that's her on the court right now. She is the APTA tour director, so she's talking to the players to see how long of a break they need before the finals. Finals was scheduled for 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I don't think there's any other matches we're going to switch to, but
daylight time.
We will put it up on the screen. We're going to keep the stream going, but we'll put a banner up. So our next match up that we'll be streaming will be the women's final. So as soon as we get clarification of what time that starts, we'll put it up here. And then, Mark, later today, we've got more paddle.
Lots more paddle.
We may be able to switch over to the men's round of 16 as the men's team start coming back to the Glenview Club.
Although that seems unlikely with the 1 o'clock start. I think originally the women were scheduled for 12:30. The men's 16 is scheduled for 1:30. So my guess is they're not going to start much earlier than 1.
Yeah, but they've got 6 courts there at Glenview, so they were looking at moving stuff around. But
right, I'm just saying, yeah.
And then after that, for sure, scheduled, we've got the 2 men's quarterfinals. We'll be showing both of those matches. There'll be 2 going on the streaming courts at 4:30 and then at 6 o'clock. So there you can just see a replay of all the highlight shots from the women's semifinals.
And there were a lot of highlight shots.
There was, Mark. Fun calling the match with you, as always.
Always a pleasure, Jerry.
All right.
See everybody later.
Break. Yep, we'll take a break and we'll see you back here for the women's final.
Great job. Hey, good stuff to you.
Patty, good job.
Yeah, a lot of fun. You guys look great out there. How long have you been playing?
Who, me? Oh, I've been playing my whole life. How about you?
Wow, I only started playing when I retired.
Someone say retired?
Looking good out there, Eli.
Thank you.